Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Anastasia here with this week's Teen Mom Recap. We head on back to our local small business restaurant since Denny's and IHOP don't want their show on Teen Mom. Kayla and Luke are still facing off against Stefan and Madison. Kayla demands an apology. "You so mad? No one here is mad." Madison yells at her, living up to her name, I must say. Eventually, Stefan does finally apologize for missing visits, and Madison says she doesn't feel no way towards Kayla. She accepts the apology, and suddenly Stefan starts chatting with Luke, thanking him for watching my mans, and how he's glad that his son will play basketball, hopefully more successfully than his real dad. This is one of the few times Luke talks through this whole thing. He's managed to stay out of it since the focus isn't on him, which is more than I can say for Madison. Brianna got a raise at the dental office she works at as a receptionist. They even let her do dental assisting on Fridays. Maybe don't schedule your appointment for Friday then? Hopefully she turns her Tinder notifications on silent when she's all up in your mouth. Wouldn't want her dropping a drill down there because she just got a new match. Now that her life has finally calmed down, she's able to focus on herself and wants to consider going to school for dental assisting. The relationship between Kaya and Carla has improved, and they're going to the prison together to see Xavion. Tiaja still isn't on board, and Xavion feels she is disrespectful and he wants to talk to her. But Tiaja knows that he still has feelings for Kaya and isn't willing to do that just yet. Rachel officially broke up with Jacob. She meets with Mallory and she says she won't be rebounding back to Drew this time. But at least she knows herself well enough to know sex is going to be happening from someone to her soon, because now she wants birth control. And she says the only reason she didn't want it before is because Jacob was filling her head with thoughts that he wanted a kid of his own, while simultaneously filling her up with something to try to make that dream come true. At the very least, she now admits that she was being stupid back then. She still won't get a paternity test though, and she won't do it unless one of the guys want it. And of course they make no effort to do that. I guess it's hard to get that saliva swab all around that meth mouth of theirs. Barr hasn't seen Holly in weeks. Maybe instead of tatting Norm YR474 on his forehead, he should have tatted a reminder there to take care of his child. Ashley's sister Chris says everyone babies Barr, which has resulted in him not making an effort to see his own baby. Ashley shouldn't have to be making all the arrangements for him to see her, and Chris accuses her of enabling his grown ass. She doesn't disagree, but for the benefit of her daughter, she's willing to jump through hoops just so Holly can have her dad around. Brianna goes to the local college for an information session on dental assisting. At least there's not a lot of competition for this program apparently, because there's a grand total of 3 people in that big room. Or more likely the MTV cameras kind of freak people out, but who knows. It's a 40-hour-a-week program, and Brianna would have to quit her job to attend. And since Mama Jessica got bills to pay, that's not happening right now. Brianna feels very discouraged, and I feel bad for her. I know she did this to herself, but her mom is her mom, and this is her education. You know, maybe give your 18, 19-year-old daughter a break on the rent while she does this program for school. It's only 3 semesters long, and it'll help her in the long run. Luke and Kayla go visit the city they'll be moving to. Kayla says the area out here looks fine. Right as they drive past an abandoned gas stations and buildings covered in graffiti, there's trees. Glad to see you're looking at the bright side there, Kayla. Luke is very grateful that Kayla's coming with them, and she has high hopes for the situation, even though seeing Stefan is going to be harder. Let's just list that as a benefit, huh, Kayla? Barr meets up with Ashley. She thinks that he disconnected himself and accuses him of being absent, but he says it was just a miscommunication. She apologizes for whatever she said that was hurtful to him, and she cries, and he walks over and comforts her and hugs her. She's crying, saying, "You know how I feel about you." I do wish she would have gone a little harder on him because she's not the one in the wrong here, but at least they aren't screaming at each other. Brianna met someone on Tinder. His name is Jaden, and he's female to male transgender. Obviously, Brianna has a type. He lives in Texas, but is moving to Oregon in November. She says they're taking it slow since he lives so far away. Yes, we know he can't possibly live close, otherwise he'd already have a place set at the table in your house, and some of Jessica's bills would be in his name. Even Brianna admits all her relationships resulted in them moving in within a week. Like that song 7 Days, except by Sunday they're living together like a married couple and fighting like one. Rachel's period is late. Oh no. No. She hasn't been using protection, and Mallory asks what was possibly going through her mind. Her response? "I'm drunk and I wanna fuck." That makes sense. Oh, it sure does make sense, Mallory. It's just really, really stupid and sad. She takes a pregnancy test which ends up negative, but Rachel was scared enough by it that she now wants an IUD. Ashley never doubted that Barr would be a good dad until now, but at least he's here now. They agree to maintain a friendship. Just stay in those separate blankets, okay? Also, Ashley gives Barr his first ever assignment. Help her plan Holly's upcoming birthday party. Oh boy, let's see how that ends. Tiaja rides along with Kaya to the prison, but doesn't go inside. Afterwards, they go out to eat, and Kaya says she doesn't want to go as often to the jail anymore because it's so time-consuming. She does say that Carla spoke highly of Tiaja while they were all talking, and of her stepping up, and that Xavion even said he wasn't jealous of her and was actually very appreciative. Mallory takes Rachel to get her IUD. Rachel doesn't want another kid, because there's no guy to keep around right now. Because she doesn't even out of high school, she knows she's probably not going to graduate and is going to probably have to get her GED. But she is very nervous about the pain of getting an IUD. The doctor says it feels like a contraction for a minute, and Rachel's like, well, nope, not getting that now. I want to drag her for that, but honestly, it does sound pretty terrifying to stick that thing up there. There are other ways to go about birth control that aren't being addressed here, though, like the arm implant. Rachel says some guys find it disrespectful to tell them to put on a condom, and they say my pull-out game is strong, and that's why she hasn't been doing it. My god, man, yikes. You clearly aren't choosing the guys with a strong pull-out game, bro. She eventually settles on birth control pills that she admittedly never takes consistently in the past, and that also take 2 weeks to start working, which is a bit much for her. Stefan meets Kayla at the park with Isaiah. She thinks that the meeting went well, and Stefan is also happy with the outcome. Kayla says Isaiah is just now starting to remember things, so just be around now, and maybe he won't hate you later. When a car pulls up, Stefan says, "Daddy's ride is here." I thought it was like his friend coming to pick him up, but no, it was Madison. Could have said my girlfriend is here, but hey. I guess the more important thing came to mind first. And that's all for this episode of Teen Mom Young and Pregnant. Do you think Rachel is already pregnant and maybe the test was probably wrong? How long until Brianna's new man moves in with them and starts paying the bills? And how will Bar's planned party go? Make sure to leave a comment down below and make sure to subscribe for Teen Mom recaps every week.